Welcome to the Classic Car Enthusiast. It's a mini one, this one again. So we had a look at taking these damaged floor pans, trying to repair them, and Amir, Amir comes from Bosnia, and he's had to work with what he's got, and tools, limited of tools, and so on and so forth. This is why he's such a really good, he's a great mechanic, but he can think on his feet. It's amazing some of the stuff he comes up with, and I guess, as they say, necessity is the mother of invention, and it's very true. And he came up with this brilliant idea to get the floor pans. It's finished, it's done. We've got to now cut them back and recork them, and we will do the body shuts, and then they'll go for painting when the back valance is done. He's working on the boot at the moment. There are a few areas that need retouching anyway. But the idea he came up with is he said, I've done things like this before because I haven't had the tools to do it. So it just shows you it can be done. You don't need bead rollers and this and that. It's nice to have them, and it makes life a lot easier. But if you haven't got the room to keep them, it's amazing what you can do if you can. If you look at a situation, it's not something I would have thought of. I probably would have used the spot welder because I have it, and probably pulled it down, which, because they're quite light, might have come down reasonably well. But the way he's done it is even better, and I think you'll be quite surprised. So if you know anybody who's had some floor damage like this, whether it be on a Mini or not, more so on a Mini, and because they're quite prone to it, this is one way of doing it. And it's only one of many, but I think it's brilliant. What he came up with, I had to go away and do something, and when I come back he'd already had it all set up, and he'd done one side. Just amazing. And considering how bad it was pushed in, the pan, it's unbelievable. So before I go on to that video, which I'm sure you want to have a look at, I've gone out and bought Amir a new toy. This is it's called a Carl Avery Special Edition, and you might be able to see it's a special edition one. It was going reasonably priced because it was 2013 it won. This is a SATA 4000B, really not beautiful gun, and what I really like about it is you get 3 different size pots. So you get a small, you get a medium. This is just a cover for the front of the gun. So I put them there, so I don't know if you'll be able to see them maybe. So there's a small, medium and a large, but the way they fit on, obviously you're doing the gun this way because you've got paint in it. What you have in this system as well is you have an internal filter inside, and then another gauze filter on top, and it's just a simple snap connection. But when you go to put them on, there's like a little offset here. I don't know if you can see it, and basically all you do is just shove that, and it pushes down, and it's a quarter turn. That's it, done. But it's a beautiful gun, and he's very proud of it, and he's reading the book now. It's like it's so thick, the booklet, and it's like War and Peace. What's really nice as well is it's got the swivel connection on it, so wherever the hose is, it's not going to bind up too much. It's got automatic, it's got a digital readout, which is a micrometer meter for the air, but you have to put the air through and pull the trigger to meter it, and it's got different color codes for here and here. So it's a beautiful gun. I think you can see it's really nice, and I got it on a special deal for €300, and I see these going second hand. I saw somebody selling one for $700 US because it was a limited edition. So this is brand new. So if anybody's interested, he's got 2 left. Oh, is it one? I think there's 1 left. He's got €300. Beautiful thing. Anyway, so yeah, so I hope you enjoy the video. I'll show you us pulling down the pans, and it finished up as far as we've now got to clean it all back, of course, but when you look at the difference now, it's unbelievable. So I'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now. Oh, sorry, I forgot to say thank you to everybody that's written about this prostate op. I don't think it's a massive deal. It was more of the anaesthetic, I think, I was a bit more concerned about than than anything else, and so are they. But it seems that it's not a problem now. But thank you so much for all your kind words and saying best of luck with it and the rest of it. One gentleman did mention he'd had it done 8 years ago and he's had no problems with it since. The surgeon or the professor that's doing it for me did say you should get 10 to 12 years out of it. The way I look at it, I get another 10 or 12 years of life. I'm doing pretty good anyway, so I have no issues with that. But thank you so much. It really does. I really appreciate it, and it's very good of you to send in comments. Thank you. So, okay, just to show you what's going on, we were looking at trying to get these floors sorted out in the mini that's been damaged, as you've seen from the previous videos, and Amir came up with an absolutely brilliant idea. We've still got to do some rubber hammer work or Nolan hammer work to get it absolutely flat, but I'll take you in and show you what he's come up with, which I think is very clever. I guess, living in Bosnia, he's has to make do with a lot of things, and this is basically what he's come up with. So you can see he's used one of my wooden boards underneath, so he's used the lift, the lift to help in the pulling down of them. And then what he's done is he's made these two rods which fit into these two bung holes here and here. Strangely enough, these are actually something like 21 centimetres and these are 23, so it's no big deal. It means all we have to do is just drill another hole 2 metres further on, 2 centimetres, and to be able to pull this side down as well. But if you look, you can see how well, this is just paint which has to come off, but you can see how well that dent has come out and how much it's pulled it down. There's still a little, you can see there's still just a little bit of a dip there and there in the corner, but we can knock that down. But you can see the pan is down and there's no real deflection in it. Obviously you have to bring the car quite close because obviously you're trying to get to this piece. So what we'll do is once this one's done, we'll turn it over, bring it over the other side, and then we can do this pan as well. But it came down quite reasonably easily because they are quite thin, these floor pans. But considering the damage or how it looked, I think that's worked out pretty damn good. If you see, you can see there, it's just a bit of a ripple. It was such a clever idea. Yeah, it's not something that occurred to me. He just started playing with it and thought, hang on a minute, maybe I can bring it down, and it's just basically bolted under there, as you can see. So to show you something else as well, I'll pull this ramp down a little bit. I'm going to show you something. Now I'll bring it down a bit. So what he did was basically he made a block up, shaped it to the floor pan, which we might have to adjust quite a bit because the floor pan's are a little bit different from left to right, depending on what car you've got. I'll bring it down that far so you can see it. So when we open it up, you can see what he's done is he's made a piece of wood to mimic that shape to pull it down. I mean, obviously, if you put them straight on, all you do is just bend, the small area down, here, unless you had the whole thing. So that's how he's done it. Very clever idea. So to go on from there, I wanted to show you something else. So I was at Max's last night, Mini Max, or Mad Max as I call it, the man with 100 minis. Well, I think it's 60 and stuff, but he wouldn't let me film. He's very cautious about anybody knowing where it is and all this kind of stuff. Anyway, while I was there, somebody's given him a rollover jig, a rotisserie, a guy made up, and he gave it to him. And what I noticed on it was, and I'm going to show you this on the next bit of film, because I'm going to make it up. Most of these jigs, including the one I got, come underneath here onto this back parcel shelf. So there's a plate normally, and it goes onto the jig here somewhere. And what I saw with this one at Max's last night, and I've never seen it before, but it makes so much sense, is if you've got your pivot points, your main bar is sitting across your wheel arches here. And what this guy's done is he's put another bar here coming down at an angle and then bolting onto these seatbelt anchor points. So he's got basically a flat plate here and then a bar coming up to the main part of the jig. What I'll do though is I'll make mine boltable, because I think it might make it a bit more difficult to get it out if it was welded. I'll have a look and see what the situation is. And that way, when the car is finished, I don't need to keep the bar from front to back. The bar is only there to do the floor pans, the complete floor pans or rear boot or whatever it might be, to keep the thing nice and strong and straight. But this way, I can then take the bar out, put the metal back in, flatten it out, weld it, ready for painting, and then but I can still use the two ends of the rotisserie to just turn it over when we're painting the bottom and the inside. So I'm going to do that this afternoon, and I'll put that up on the video. So yeah, so we are let me just shut this door, this boot, sorry. Oh, I have to just shut that properly. Right, so sorry about the bad filming, but yeah, that's a classic idea, isn't it? It's I'm well pleased with that. That's come out really well. So I'll get that bit done, and then I'll bring you back and see what it's like when it's done. Might not be finished today, but the other idea with this extension down on the bottom instead of on the top of the parcel shelf, I'll try and show you that anyway. So catch you in a second. Okay, so hopefully this will show up just how nice these panels have come back. You can see we've got to recork all this. This is the brand new floor underneath. Sorry about the light, but it's the best I can, kind of the way I can set it up. But you can see that panel's really nice now. It's all come back down. We'll redo all the corking. On this side, you can see again, it's all down. There's a little tiny bit there, but it's not really much. But you can see again, it's all, we're going to recork all this again. And yeah, and I'll bring this is a light strip I have, which excuse me a second, I've got a few hooks on it, but you can see, I think you can see there how nice that is. What we'll do now is we'll put the grommets back in, and then I'll put some new sealing on the floor, but you can see that's all good now underneath. It just needs recorking in there. He's done a cracking job on it. He's made a brilliant job. So there you go. So that's one way of doing it, as you would have seen in the previous part of the video. And and I'd say he's working on the boot at the moment. It's come up with another great idea for the extra boot. So I'll show you that now. So as you can see from here, the floor pans look pretty good. I should show you what he's doing on me. This little idea he's come up with on the. Let me just pull this back out again, the other way. So a lot of you know that I've got this extra boot in here. So what we've done now is we've put special springs around the side, and rather than just put a normal lock in the back here, he's putting the original, another mini lock that we have spare in here. He's just took it away at the moment to find some spaces for it, so you better lock it the same way as you would the front one. We looked at handles like this and that kind of stuff, and we just thought, no, it looked nice, and it's been a really nice job when it's finished. So the idea is that you could, it was an exercise really. A lot of people have asked me why bother with the boot and all that. So, you know, I thought about it, I wondered if it could be done, and it was a bit of a challenge, and I thought, well, let's see if we can. And the idea of this is I made it so that I've got black interior boards for the back here, and the idea is there's like a cage in the back, so you can put all your luggage in the back. As you know, you're traveling a distance with a Mini, you need spare, and you need spare parts, tools, bits and pieces, and there's really not a lot of room if you're going for a week or two like IMM. So the idea is there's a black carpeted board, all fits in the back here, but with a cage, so I can put all the biggest suitcases we have go in here and go straight into the cage, and then you can shut this and then just have this for your normal stuff, a little overnight bag, whatever you want, or yeah, whatever you want to take. So you could actually go for a long period of time and it'd be safe. If you rolled the car and all the stuff was on the back seat, it would hit your back of your head, break your neck, whatever. So this is the idea behind it. Anyway, so just to finish off, this is the other side. You can see it was all done with a frame and everything inside it. And you can see this, obviously the carpet's out, but you can see this is the same. It's a bit dark in there, but I can show you it's down and it looks good. So yeah, if you have a problem like that, that's the one way to do it. Is pull it down a bit at a time and use a block. Right, so I'll make this short and sweet because I've only got a couple of minutes left on this video. So you can see I've taken the bar out. I welded up the inside of the car. You can see. You can see it's almost like it's never been opened in the first place. This is a thing called Brunux. It's like a rust eater. It's really good stuff. It's German Brunux. It's an orange can. I don't know if I've got it here. I'll try and show you. And what I did was we used these intergrips because obviously the cut I had in there, this is perfect for these intergrips here, and we put them inside, and then I put copper behind and then welded it through. I haven't cleaned the back up yet, so you can see as it was. Hopefully there. Excuse me a second, I'll just put the light on. Okay, like I said, so I've just put the light on so you can see. I haven't cleaned the welds on the inside yet, but you can see how it looks. It's nice and flat. I'll just clean them up once I get the jig out of the way. And what I've done with the jig is, as you can see on the bottom there, I've put a plate across the seatbelt anchors, piece of angle, nice and strong. Put a special angle on that box section coming up here. And then what I did here to save me drilling any more holes is I brought it up and then put this angle on it so it's flat to it, and I can use the original bolt holes. And so you would never be using this if you had the bar straight through. If you were doing the floors or you were doing the boot floor or whatever. And consequently with the arches as well now, if you were to turn the car on its side and take out one bolt, you could actually repair the arch and then bolt it back in and so on. You probably could even use the bolt as a way of actually holding the arch in place. I wouldn't guarantee that would be good for a jig, but at least it would give you a starting point. So there you go. So, and she rolls over really nicely, no problems. So yeah, that's it for today. As usual, stay safe, keep the faith, enjoy your hobby. Take care, bye.